Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is the last day of August. The last day of August, August 31st. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it in the sense that even though it was a rough month, it is the 8th month where there was 7 months before where I endured and we made it by. From September to the end of the year, it's going to be rough. I was trying to tidy up my apartment. A lot of things have been putting off because I have to do sometimes 4 to 5 videos a day. All because I didn't approach this game right, because it's a game. I said too much, I spoke on too much, I hit on issues that I shouldn't have hit on. I went too deep with the 5 C's. But I can't cry over spilled milk. I want to thank you guys for believing in me and hanging in there. Some weeks I'll average maybe 2.5. Some weeks I average maybe between 3,000 to 4,000 videos per video. When I do my lives, they're really up, so I got to get that going on. But I wanted to thank you guys for everyone, men and women, for believing in me as I attempt to do God's work on a daily basis. So yes, it's the 31st. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Almost 1 o'clock in the morning. 12:56. And I'm up. I was able to chip away at a few things. The last few months have been more of a challenge, and I kind of let things go. Because I'm single, I don't have to really impress anybody in terms of how my apartment looks. So I've been going out playing basketball and just trying to relax more, and if I get 7 to 8 hours sleep, I'm good. And that's what I've been doing. It's like, hey, just go with the flow. And so you probably saw the pattern. I've been doing videos late at night now. That's the spacing in between. So I can kind of regroup, maybe take a nap, exercise, run some errands, get my head together, have some type of quality of life. And that's what I'm doing. It's like, hey, tonight I want to talk about this social media. Saki. I like my tea, right? You guys like tea? I like my tea. This social media, many of you all know that I've been writing professionally since I was like 18 years old. And did a little radio, done camera work. And I've been off and on in the business for 40-something years. I kept studying. You guys know the story. I didn't ever want to do this again. I'm built to not just do it halfway or 75%. When I'm in, I'm all in. It's 110% all day. And now that I put myself behind the 8 ball because I was too strong, I don't get the views that I should. that's punishment for telling the truth. I could have done it another way, but I didn't understand what I was doing wrong until I was able to sense what I was doing and how the power speak without speaking. Because there are guidelines in what I'm doing. Do they apply to everybody? See, that's the key. That's why you don't see me do certain videos. Because back in the day, there wasn't a subject I didn't touch. Now I'm limited, but we get back. I'm concerned about social media going forward. Like anything, there's a beginning, there's a growth process, and there's a point where you just take flight and you soar. It's begun to take flight. And that which is taking flight, in my humble opinion, is the caboose, not the engine. Now, I'm going to explain the caboose in a minute. Just hold tight. There are 4 things I want to throw at you. I don't think America is ready, or the world is ready for Trump being unalived. I don't think they're ready. I think that they believe that it took them a long time and a gallant effort and a gallant fight to get here, and now we can go back to the America that we dreamed about. Number 2, I don't think people really know what the golden age is. And part of the golden age, people aren't ready for the Antichrist. You might say, well, why would we get prepared for the Antichrist? That's the point. I believe a big part of social media is to keep you ignorant that you don't know that he's here and that he's operating in the shadows. So we're not ready. But Pearson, we're Christian. We're not going to be here. Well, you got some folks believe we're going to be here. We're going to experience some of the tribulation, or we're going to be here all the way through it. But let's say we are. We're contending with Antichrist policies right now and an Antichrist environment right now. Number 3, the world is not ready for the rapture. What they're throwing at us are these UFOs, which you and I know are fallen angels. And you and I know that the Nephilim is here, and they're going to do everything they can in the media, in Hollywood, through the cinema, to convince us that the UFOs are our friends and that we should embrace them and then work with them to solve our problems on the earth. And number 4, we're not ready for the final takedown of America and the world. We're not ready. Because I have been in the media for over 40-something years, I believe I am uniquely qualified to take you from the Walter Cronkite moment of journalism till now, where the average or the predominance of content creators have no media background at all. They don't have a clue about what media is. They do have a clue about making money. they do have a clue about drawing an audience, but they're not responsible for the time. Nor do I even think they give a damn or are aware that they have to be. I am of the understanding of what the Bible teaches. The more given, the more expected. You have to know what time it is to do a relative service. You have to know what time it is and be relevant in service to the people. When the Holy Spirit began to tug on me to go back into media, I said, Lord, I can't do that. It's beneath me. Not that I thought I was better than the people, but the crap that I was seeing, I didn't want to be a part of it because I'm old school. But God showed me the need for someone like me to be in the media, to be in social media. And with the unique gift that he gave me, man, there's probably less than 10 or 15 people doing this thing like this. And on the level that I'm thinking and the way I do it, it's probably less than 7. So as I understand what God is doing, I understood that what I should be doing. And I had to even go through the evolution because I thought I was going to do it a certain way. God's like, no, this is a ministry. You're just not decoding and giving news. You need to tell people about the good news and get ready because I'm coming. Interpret for them the signs that are around them. Try to get them to be accountable to themselves, friends, and family and community. Get them to understand I'm going to give them visions and dreams and a clear understanding, and don't fear, but endure. Social media is being driven and led by the caboose, not the engine. Why would I say that? Look at the type of content that's on here that's not like and not rooted in truth. And look at those who do what I do and ask yourselves, are they perpetrating a fraud to give you just enough truth to keep you interested? And they've got 300, 500 to 1 million followers. They give you just enough truth. And then they get you to choose a side, either Republican or Democrat or independent, whatever. And then you roll with them because that's your top 10 list of content creators that you follow. And you're hooked. You're busy. You got kids. You're working. You can't follow everybody. But it's that little grain of truth that they have that wets your whistle, that keeps that hook in your jaw for you to follow. But the majority of them are not talking about salvation. They're not giving you relevant information in terms of a decode. They're giving you revelation, but it's opening your eyes, but it's not giving you revelation. There's a difference between your eyes being open to some truth, but the truth of what Satan is doing, the Antichrist is doing, as he hearkens to Satan's goals and objectives. They can't give you that. Nor do they intend to do that. Many content creators are working for the powers. There's some content creators just started a year, 2 years ago. They're getting in planes, they're flying around the world. How did they get that popular? How did they get that hookup? They're going places and they're doing things that journalists back in the day would dream of to get a Pulitzer Prize, going into doing certain things. People, there are people in this medium who are not here because they want to do a work for the people. They're working for those who are in power, who want to bring about the new world order. And so when I get back to my 4 different things of, they're not ready for Trump leaving. They're not ready for the golden age and the Antichrist. They're not ready for the rapture. And they're not ready for the final takedown of America. But they're going to keep on giving you content every day about who's fighting against who in what political party. What wars are going on. What's going on national, international. Federal Reserve. Who's going to be hired, who's going to be fired. Elon Musk. They're going to give you all that. And you think you know what time it is. That's probably the most deceitful part of it, is that you have some very well educated people, men and women, who are tantalizing you with the latest and greatest neck-breaking headlines, as they say. So now you up on every little thing that's going on. But what you don't realize is that there's a transition going on right before you. And then they can take one issue and run with it forever. They can run a Joe Biden story 20 different ways. Look at the story right now about the 23-year-old Robin Westwood. They're running that story in all different ways now. From the shooter, the question about what sex he is. Now they got his mother. And that's what they do with a story. They just keep putting layers of the story, and you never get into the truth. But I revealed the truth already about 4 different ways. And if I could go hard like I used to, I would. Because there's another aspect I really want to talk about, but I can't. And that's the Baphomet aspect. Because the Baphomet is neither he or she. That's all I can say about it. But you read between the lines. Like I told you, social media is being ran by the Caboose. That's like a dog chasing his tail. You're not getting anywhere. And so what's going to happen in America and the world? That Trump unalive moment, it's going to send the people into shock. Arrested in New York, or on trial in New York, 34 counts. You know that whole fiasco. Went to prison in Atlanta. Defeated by Biden, quote unquote. January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the other number? January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the other number? I can't talk about that, but all that Trump been through. July 13th, that fake unalive moment. When the real thing happens, folks gonna lose their mind. Then some folks gonna be like, well, man, you know what? He made a lot of enemies. And it's gonna be just like the Kennedy situation. You're not gonna know who did what. But he gonna be somewhere playing golfing like I told y'all, because the whole thing is fake. They want chaos. He's the one to bring us to to this phase so the Antichrist can take it from there. And we think he's giving us a true definition of the golden age. You better wake up. It's not what you think it is. They had a golden age back in the day with the sun god Ra. How'd that turn out? They've had golden ages all throughout the centuries. Unless man dies in his sin, surrender his heart, soul, and mind, his whole being to Christ, ain't gonna be no peace. Ain't gonna be no justice. So what is the golden age? It's the Antichrist system. It's the beast system. It's 666. But see, they want to sell you an image that they made so you don't focus on the revelation. And the revelation is Revelation 13. You can't buy or sell without the mark. You think they're going to tell you the truth? They're going to sell you, they're going to sell us a system of a cashless society because of crime and cyber crime, and economies are bad throughout the world. We might as well just have one system, mix it with gold and crypto. That's how it's going to go. That's the trend. But who's the power there to control it? That's the question. That's the question. I submit to you it's the same power that caused all our dilemmas to make an excuse to get rid of the dollar, $37 trillion in debt here in America, and bankruptcies and recessions across the globe. They created all this. Then they come out the woodworks. I got a solution. That's Antichrist. He's a liar. He want to be like the Most High, but folks not ready for that. I'm tired of Trump getting on nationwide TV. A year ago, we were dead. You notice he's been saying that the last few months? America's dead. And now we're roaring back. We're the envy of the world. That's a lie. You know when you go grocery shopping, then they had the thing a few days ago. Gas prices are down. From what? From intensive care to emergency? That's not progress. He's a salesman. People getting laid off by the droves. At the same time, as I'm doing the video, got hundreds of people dying in Palestine right about now. And we are part of that foolishness. You can't expect a man to bring you a golden age when blood is being spilt. Do you understand? At some point, we got to go back to where God would look at this thing. God is not in the business of blessing those who take lives. The more you take, the more you digress as a country. God's laws and God's order don't change. But we've been sold, like I told you, it's the caboose leading the train now. And social media is in their back pocket. We ain't ready for the rapture. We ain't ready for the final takedown of America. You know, I was looking at a video the other day. I was watching various talk shows on the media. You know, they got this new thing in the last few years now. You bring in a special guest, you got all the liquor sitting around, and you interview them. We are interviewing some of the most ignorant people to then present them to the public. I'm going to say it again. I watched a few talk shows the last few days, and I'm seeing a pattern of some of the big social media content creators. They're interviewing some of the most questionable people I've ever seen in my life. Very intelligent, very articulate. I say the majority of them. But I'm seeing more and more we're praising the thug and we're praising those who are unkept, that is, are untidy in terms of how they're groomed. A lot of blacks are interviewed who are up there being, I guess they call them entertainers. They can't go 5 minutes without saying the N-word. How do you, as a content creator, 300, 500,000, a million subscribers, have somebody on your show and every 5 minutes they're saying the N-word? What makes you think that makes a good show? If I could tell you what I really saw and what I really know since I've been doing this over 4.5 years now. A lot of these content creators, in my humble opinion, they're told what to do. They're controlled. They're told who or what guests you should put out there to then present it to the public. And the more you present it to the public, the more you think it's normal. The hell, it ain't normal. This social media is controlled. This free speech, get a good giggle in right about now. This is August. We're flying now. They got the young generation. We're interviewing and praising the thugs on social media. Women who act like you know what, gutter. Bragging who they sleeping with. Men, the same thing. Why are we praising all the garbage? Oh, you don't get ratings if you bring on an intelligent black man who act like he got some sense. A black family or a white family that act like they got some sense. Or an Asian family act like they got some sense. A wholesome, decent family. Those don't get ratings. It's taken a few generations, but it appears to me they have changed our diet. At the same time, I don't believe all the numbers. I believe many times when they bring on the guests, they add to the numbers in terms of what's being watched. So that next time you can chime in and you can watch it. Because you know you got to be a part of the thing. So I just wanted to talk about this in part. It's almost 30 minutes here, but I just want to talk about it in part. Tell me how you feel. And that's not to say there aren't any good content creators out there. There are. But I tell you, to do this thing, it's going to get rougher. Because I believe Satan wants to start making demands. And he wants a certain type of image being projected on our youth, on us. And the new policies that they are going to implement shortly, they don't want any resistance from content creators. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they had to let them blow up, make a lot of money, get a lot of subscribers. And then they're going to be called upon to deliver the final blow. You understand what I'm saying? You don't get to navigate your way through anything in life right now in our generation without Satan coming, calling for payback. So I'm going to say it again, and then I'm going to stop the video. A lot of these content creators that you've been watching, they're on the take, as far as I'm concerned. And as soon as the New World Order policies are about to be implemented, they're going to tell them to talk a certain way and mentally walk a certain way. And they're going to convince you that it's okay to have a 15-minute city and everything else. Watch what I tell you. That's what's coming. And even if the Lord raptures us, they're going to be conditioned to flower that whole thing over too. Then when Trump is unalive, they're going to do all that hocus pocus and, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Everything's a show. Just imagine yourself being in the big Garden of Eden. That once Satan got Adam and Eve, he's in. Social media is not immune from that. We're in the garden as well. And a lot of folks have voluntarily given their services to Satan. That's what I believe. I've been in the game a long time. I know real journalism when I see it. You'd be better off opening up a box of Cracker Jacks, baby. Guys, have a good night.